How's it going, everybody? Welcome back. Hope you're all enjoying EB02. A lot of new decks getting some support, right? Well, older decks getting new support, I should say. And one of my favorite older decks is Marco. And I think he's getting a little bit more popular with the fact that the deck to beat being green purple Luffy, right? That Sanji Pudding is the vital card in that deck, being a 5/7 that can get buffed for its cost, but not its power. So removing it via power is pretty decent, right? The Whitebeard KOing anything with a 5,000 power or less, comboing very well with our leader ability, can get rid of that Sanji Pudding very consistently. And Marco getting a little bit new support that I wanted to try out. I don't think you need to use the VV. There's other engines, right? With the Ivankov, who knows, right? I'll have to do some testing to see which one I prefer more, but I just want to try it out because it's a new card, right? Why get new cards if we're not going to test with it? And there's a lot of cool combos we can do with this deck. So make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and before we get into this, if you want to support me in this channel in any way, check out the TCG Player affiliate link in the description if you're going to be buying any cards. Also, I have a coupon code for Ned Garden if you want to check out any of their playmats or desk mats, right? They have a lot of desk mats of the same playmats they have, right? They have the Whole Cake Island playmat and desk mat with the same designs. Very nice. They've sent me this one out for my locals videos you might have seen, and it's very nice, very high quality. So check it out in the description. But yeah, definitely a lot of ways you can build Marco if you're not familiar with him. He is a set 8 leader, red and blue, 5k power, 4 life, Dawn ×1 active in main. Once return, draw a card, then place one card from your hand to the top or bottom of your deck, and then give it to one of your opponent's characters minus 2,000 power for this turn. Very nice utility of being able to fix our hand, right? If you have pieces you don't need, obviously just bottom deck it, right? Very nice to set up. As you can tell, we're not using the 9-cost Sanji in this deck, but we're going for a little bit more of a control build, right? With the green purple Luffy being a bit of an aggro deck, as it is able to, you know, push out a few bodies, mid-range bodies pretty quickly with decent stat lines. You know, my goal for the deck was to get some control, right? I know a lot of people don't use the Seaquake, but in my mind, I wanted to use this in case, you know, a green purple Luffy is able to put out 2 Sanji Puddings, right? But let's get into all the cards if you're not familiar. We got Otama, a 2k counter, 1 Dawn to minus something by 2k power. Jozu is a 2k counter searchable in this deck because we're running the Ezo Searcher, so it's nice to have searchable 2ks. He can also gain Rush. Has come in helpful, you know, he's come in clutch for a few times for me. This is a 3-cost that can KO a 3k power body. It is nice because a lot of times smaller bodies can be used in different ways in some of the decks in the meta right now, like a 1-cost Searcher in like Usopp or even green purple Luffy. If they use the new event that buffs for like 3 Dawn, buffs 6k power, it can become a lethal swing, right? So getting rid of these smaller bodies can help a lot, right? And the 3k stat line is, you know, applicable in a few matches, but also it's another 3-cost that we can bounce back with Jozu, right? It's something that we can pop a smaller body on a turn, then maybe a later turn we can just bounce back for a counter later. So I wanted to kind of have more cards like that in the deck. Ace, very nice, 7/7. He'll gain Rush because we have Whitebeard Pirates in our type for a leader. And then also on play, give 2 of your opponent's characters minus 3,000 power for the turn. Very, very nice. Again, hitting that 7k stat line for removal, right, on our opponent's board. It's very nice to have 2 minus 3,000s built in one character, right? If we have this and a Whitebeard on board, so say we're on our 10 Dawn turn, or even I think 9 Dawn turn is enough, and we have Whitebeard out on board, right? And our opponent has been able to successfully play out 2 Sanji Puddings, or just even 2 things with 7k power, right? Ace is very good in minusing 2 by 3,000 because we can use the minus to pop 1 with Newgate, that they're 4,000 power now, and then use 1 Dawn on leader, minus another 2,000, use Seaquake to pop the other. The same deal with Rayleigh, right? You can minus 1 by 2,000, 1 by 3,000 and finish it off with the remaining Dawn on leader and then Seaquake. So it's just my way to clear 2 bodies, I think. I think there's other ways, you know, especially if, you know, if there are 2 standing bodies and we have the new gate on board, it just gives us another option, like the Seaquake, to clear them both. I don't know. I just want to test it out. But yeah, we have our Searcher for the deck, Izo for Wipe Your Pirates, look at top 5. Marco, on play, your turn, KOs a character with 3,000 power or less. Then on KO, you can trash an event, play him back out as rested from the trash. Rayleigh, 8 cost, 8k power. On play, choose 2 of your opponent's characters. Until the end of your opponent's next turn, one gets minus 3,000 power, one gets minus 2,000 power, and then KO one of your opponent's characters with 3,000 power or less. Right, so this in turn can pop like 2 Sanji puddings with 1 Dawn on leader ability, right? You put a Dawn on leader first, minus 1 of them from 7,000 down to 5,000, and then you can play out Rayleigh, minus 1 from 7,000 down to like 4,000 or 2,000, and then that one can get hit by the new gate, and then the other can get hit by the Rayleigh effect, right? I think Seaquake is decent as a backup in some circumstances. We have Tony Towing Chopper, 2k counter. It's also a blocker that becomes 4k power on your opponent's turn. It's nice to have blockers. We can always block with it if, you know, your opponent's getting like going aggressive, and then can always bounce it back too with Jozu, right? And then it's a 2k counter back into our hand. It's easier to counter out from a 6, like as a 6k swing versus 5, right? If your opponent swings into you, it's easier to block with this 6k power unit and then counter out from there, as opposed to countering out from our 5k power base as a leader. And then, like I said, on your 6th Dawn turn after you played out Chopper, you can bounce it back with Jozu. And then getting to the star of the show, the 7 cost new gate, 8k power on play, give one of your leader characters one of your rested Dawn, and then activate main, you can rest this character, KO one of your opponent's characters with 5,000 power or less. So hopefully all the description of KOing things wasn't too confusing, but basically with this, we can KO a 7,000 power character via our leader ability minusing 2,000 and then new gate hitting that 5,000 mark, right? And then things like Rayleigh and Ace minusing 3,000 help us hit an additional target with their reduction and possibly our leader's reduction. And either Rayleigh's own effect, or if we use Ace, Seaquake can also help out as well. And then we've got the VV that just on play if your leader's multicolored and you have 5 or less in hand, you can draw 2 cards, which is very nice. Again, we can bounce that back with Jozu as well, so we can keep replenishing our hand size. Marco has traditionally had a problem with hand size. It's very expensive for him to remove stuff via resources in his hand. That's also why I like Atmos, and I've seen it in a couple of lists. He's a 4/5/1 on play. Reveal 2 cards with the type including Wipe Your Pirates from your hand. If your leader's type includes Wipe Your Pirates, return one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 4 or less to the owner's hand. So some nice tempo play. By playing out a 4 cost, you can return whatever 4 cost your opponent played out, or typically if you're on your 4 Dawn turn, whatever 3 cost character they played out, right? And then Jozu, a nice card in the deck, 6/7/1. On play, return 1 character other than this card to your hand. Return 1 cost 6 or lower character to the original owner's hand. Nice to get more value out of our own cards by playing them out and then getting them back to our hand with Jozu, and then bouncing back at 6 cost. You know, very, very good stat line too. And then getting into our events, we just have our Seaquake is the 1 Dawn. If your leader has Wipe Your Pirates type, KO one of your opponent's characters with 3,000 power or less. And then we have Divine Departure to both KO something larger and also acts as a 1 Dawn counter for 3,000 for our leader only, not character. But main, you may rest 5 Dawn, KO one of your opponent's characters with 8,000 power or less. So it's a 6 Dawn event to KO an 8k power. Or for 7 Dawn, you can KO a 10k power, right? By putting 1 Dawn on your leader, using the effect, minusing 2k power, and then yeah, hitting a 10k stat line is very nice. But yeah, that's the list. I just want to try it out. I'm not saying it's the best, but I really like Marco. I like the deck a lot. I think there's some great pieces and some great theory to this. So yeah, let me know what you think. If you've been playing Marco, if you're looking forward to playing the deck in EB02, let me know. I think people do continue to play him into 11. Not saying he's the best deck in format or even really high up, but he's a fun kind of rogue, maybe like tier 2 or like 1.5. Don't know. He's not the best, but he's still pretty fun and can have some decent success for sure. So let's get into some games. All right, we got green purple Luffy. He won dice roll, so we'll see what we are able to go. Obviously going first in our deck does help. Just getting that new gate out on curve is kind of what we want to see, right? Because on 7 Dawn, since you attach an arrested Dawn with new gates on play, you can use his effect immediately to get rid of a 7k power stat line character. Let's see. So we're going second. It is nice to have decent options for 4 Dawn, right? We can VV, no ore drawing into, or we can just remove a 4 cost body, and then we have Jozu the following turn. So let's keep, I think we can, you know, find our pieces. Obviously, we just want to find that new gate to help us. It's really kind of imperative that we play him out before any of our other top end, like Ace or Rayleigh, because playing those out after he's on the board just means that we can hit higher stat line things. Let's just use our leader ability here. Interesting. So I could also just always use Divine Departure on 6 Dawn to get rid of their Sanji Pudding. Let's see. I like Ace. I really do. Let's just put him on top and we'll kind of decide next turn what we want to do with him. Because we have VV as well. So we get to draw Ace and then use leader ability to see what our next card is. If we don't like that, then maybe we can bottom deck the Ace. We also have 2 Jozu, so I could probably get rid of that. Just draws a card and then swing 7 at us. We can also counter out this, but 7k is a little expensive, so let's take. We get another 2k counter. Yeah, actually, never mind. We can't use VV, I forgot, because now we have too many cards in hand. So we'll just swing 5, play out Chopper. And now we have a 6k power blocker, right? Because he's going to play Sanji Pudding. Next turn, we can get rid of the Sanji Pudding via Divine Departure, right? 6k. So now we can counter 6, go 1. And that helps us counter out for less, right? We don't have to use a 2k for that. Yeah, but unfortunately, we won't be able to get rid of Frankie, or we won't be able to swing, right? So let's just use action, get rid of the Sanji Pudding, and pass. So that deals with one of them, right? Not bad. Luffy into another one will be bad, but yeah, here we... Yeah, that's unfortunate. We'll see. We're looking for Newgate for sure. 6, or he goes 5. His 2 down left. We just block 6, and then again, if he wants to swing into here, it's the same as if we blocked with this the second swing, right? So he's going 8 into the Chopper. We could counter 2-1 here. I think I can also just let it go. Kind of expensive to save. We could hopefully find the Whitebeard off of this. We do. That's nice. So go here, attach that. Use lead ability. We'll place Rayleigh on the top of the deck. Boom. Pop that, and then swing 6 at Frankie. Whew. Very nice to find that. I mean, we had searched a couple with leader and then taken a life. That's a 3rd one coming out, right? But as long as our Whitebeard sticks, which hopefully it does, only, you know, leader ability getting back that active Dawn does mean he could swing pretty high into it. But we have a decent amount of counter. Because as long as we have that and we have the Rayleigh coming up, we could pop both of these, I want to say, maybe, on 10 Dawn. Rayleigh, so what do we have to minus by? We have to minus Sanji Pudding just by 2,000 with leader. And then Rayleigh, or no, with Rayleigh, minus this by 3,000, make it a 5. And then, how do I pop all of these things? He picks up another Luffy Taro off of that. Okay, if he goes 10 there, we'll go 2, 1. But still, even so, these are a lot of big swings at us. Okay. We could swing into it as well. Another new gate as well. Let's see. So we'll attach the Dawn here. Let's just use lead ability. Let's bottom deck this second new gate. So let's see. We make you a 6k power with leader, then play out Rayleigh, -3 here, -2 there. Pop this because he'll be 6k -to 3. Yep. So go here. Play you out. So go. I can also just swing into you, but yeah. So go here and then pop. And then we'll go here, pop. Cool. And then we'll swing 7. I could also leave a Dawn open to bluff like a Rad Beam or a Divine Departure, or if I just get a Divine Departure from life, right? So it's nice that we've cleared, like he's had a very good hand and start, clearing 3 of his Sanji puddings, but the damage is kind of done, right? We're a little bit, he picks up a Gum Gum Giant, plays out another Luffy, into a Zoro. Right, like those swings were pretty heavy. All he needs is like a secret rare Luffy or something to finish off game. We can do the same thing basically with Ace though this turn, and then establish another body that'll swing at him. A 7k stat line's good too. I do kind of want to play out the Vivi. 6 at us. Kind of 1 and 1. I don't want to go down to 0 life, but I also don't like that I had to give up that I don't have a lot of counter in hand. Obviously we don't. 8 at us. We'll take another Rayleigh. So Otama, very good, very great. Let's see. So we can do the same thing and pop these 2 and then just swing here. We know he has a Gum Gum Giant though. But we can make him, no, we can't really minus anything here. How do I get rid of everything? Let's just draw with leader. Let's bottom deck Ace. We at least picked up a 2k counter. Maybe he doesn't want to save the Zoro, but I think he would. How much Dawn is he at? 6 going into 8. Probably don't survive. Let's just clear. So we go here, minus, pop. KO. We'll swing 6 into 6. We know he has a giant, so he can save this, right? So I don't really want to commit my last Dawn to attack that he can just get out of with giant anyway. Whereas I might, yeah, if I attach the extra Dawn there, he's just going to giant get out of it anyway. Whereas if this last life is Divine Departure, then I get plus 3,000 for the turn, which is good. So yeah, even though we are probably going to lose here, you know, this was at least a decent showing of popping 2 things. Yeah, another Sanji pudding actually. So maybe we do survive. I don't know why you would play out the Sanji pudding in this case, to be honest. I think you just split and go for game 4 in hand, but I have a Dawn open, so I can see why he might be hesitant. I don't know. 4 Dawn still though, and 2 6k swings. He might still get it, right? I don't know. 6 will counter 2. Right, you do get a lot of the Don back, so it's almost free to play out the Sanji pudding, I guess. But like, you know, I have the setup to get rid of it. He plays out the chopper blocker. Okay. So we can counter. Oh, he's leaving. Okay, so we'll just go 2K. So here we can just use Vivi to get big hand size. Wait, he plays out another stage to draw a card, so he's just cycling his hand. Okay. All right. So yeah, we'll get rid of the Sanji pudding. Play out Vivi. We can honestly bounce back. Oh, we could actually do that too. Let's draw so we know what we're drawing into. If I put Jozu back, then we know for sure we have at least 1K counter we're getting. And I can bounce back the Zoro too. Yeah, fair. Let's go pop. Let's go. We actually have perfect curve for what I want to do too. We'll swing out at the Zoro to get him to burn counter or block. Or if he lets it go, that's also good. Of course. But we can play out Vivi for 3 Don, having 6 Don left for Jozu to bounce Vivi back to our hand while returning like something like Zoro. We'll see. Yeah, we kind of just wanted to burn some counter. Actually, I could just leave the... Oh, I'm going to stop swinging at him. If he doesn't block out. Because leaving the chopper on board means he can't use his leader ability next turn. He won't be able to become a 6K leader. So we're going to stop swinging. So we draw... Ooh, that's not the correct time to have that. We're going to bounce Vivi back, bounce Zoro. Yeah, let's pass. So now with the chopper on board, he's not Straw Hat type. So he can't use leader ability to become a 6K leader and withstand that Don. So we put him in a very awkward position. And we don't have a lot of counter. If he has the 3 Don event to swing with Nami, we might just... No, actually, because then he would only be able to make an like 2 AK swings, and we would just have to have any kind of counter here. Okay. He searches it. Okay, and uses... Yep. But haven't we gone through all of his Sanji puddings, I think? If he just plays out the Zoro, we can just do the same thing almost. Ah. He can swing now with... Yeah. But now he still only has a 5K swing from lead. No, ooh, yeah, you can't. Yeah. I feel like people don't realize that the chopper isn't Straw Hat. Which, you know, fair enough. Goes 5 at 3. Yep, we'll let it go. We could also just Rayleigh and get rid of the Zoro. And we can keep a Don open for leader to... Or not leader, but this. Let's see. I'll put that on the top of the deck for right now. Let's go here. We'll just swing out too. We could also maybe just win if we cleared out the blocker, or if he doesn't have a lot of counter. We were in a rough spot. I think he had game on a turn where he could have just swung out, but also we just... Oh, if he hits the... If he hits the secret rare off of a swing, that's kind of rough for us. He took that too. I feel bad, but like, I could have made the Nami minus 1,000 actually. If we leave it here, he can't use leader ability again, which I feel like you gotta block out immediately. If you play this chopper in the deck, you have to block with it immediately, or else your opponent can do just this, right? I'm essentially kind of starving him out and denying him leader ability because this doesn't have Straw Hat crew type. And I don't know if the deck runs anything that could possibly bounce it back to hand. And his board is very, you know, it's not wide enough to, right, just trash the chopper by playing a new character. 6, we'll use the Divine just to get the value out of it. And then next turn, we can probably just go for game 2 choppers. We could search for... I kind of want to just draw 2K and a Vista. That's actually perfect. So we can pop one of the blockers. And then maybe look for more counter. We'll swing 6 first. Only 2 life, 4 big swings. He gives us a 2K. We'll go over top VV, pop the blocker. And then we could maybe pick up another 2K off of that, but we'll just go 7. I think we might have it here. It's also just rough because we're very low in hand size too. He's a blocker. We need all of these swings to go through essentially. We can make 3 9K swings. I think we've seen like all of our departures, so I don't think it's a point to... I think there might be book 1 in the deck left. But I don't think there's a point to leaving it open. We'll see. GG. He did have the secret rare. Whew. But yeah, that's just a point to notice. If you do play that chopper in green purple, you have to block out with it immediately, or else your opponent just leaves it on your board, and then you don't get your leader ability, right? Something to keep in mind for sure. All right, we got Blackbeard, and we're going to pick first. I believe this isn't bad. It's not bad. I think Divine Departure might be one of our only ways we can get rid of big body. I don't know if we need 2 VV. So we'll bottom deck that. Because we have possibility to, you know, bounce this back to hand with Jozu. But I think by 6 down, he'll probably turn off our on plays. He gets the stage out, which is very nice for him. Liberation. Picks up This Is My Age. And gets a Lafitte. Okay. So we'll swing 5 at you. 5 at your face. Think this is your age? Well, this is your face getting hit with a 5K swing. Haha. And we get to draw 2. We get a 2K counter and an Ezo. Nice. We can hopefully pick up our Whitebeard 7 cost. The good part is actually VV, not a high stat line, but can swing into these searchers, which is very good. Picks up the Teach. How do we get rid of it with... out on plays though? I don't think we can. Even if we can get rid of a 10K power, there's not much we can do. I think we would need like Mole Pistol. 6 at us. We'll counter 2. We have a, you know, we can stay healthy. We might need to play the long game. We also have... See, I think the 5 cost ace would be very good for this kind of a matchup. Let's swing out that guy with VV. Take that. Let's go draw 1. So even if we don't get to use our on plays for this, still it's nice to have big bodies against this. I don't think we need Seaquake in this, possibly. Now here's the I think we'll play out our chopper. Because he might just swing a few 5Ks, especially if he plays out things like, you know. Okay, fair enough. And then pitches the Burgess to search, picks up Vasco's shot. Would have been nice to have Seaquake now that I'm thinking about it. 5 at us. We can take. By now it's fine. Pitches for leader. So no on plays. So sad. So yeah, that's really unfortunate. We don't have the Whitebeard out by now. We couldn't just swing 5 play out ace. But that's not really the most efficient. I think I'd like to use my lead ability because that's my way to kind of dig. I'm still looking for Whitebeard, but I can't find him now. What is this KO in this kind of a matchup? Really not a lot. I can't get rid of Burgess with it. Unless I have on plays, I can't get rid of like a 10 beard with it. So I think I'm going to bottom deck this. Let's swing 6 at life, and we'll just play out Jozu just to have the 6-7. We just kind of want big bodies out again to swing later. See, I think like maybe like 1 or 2 Red Rock would be still pretty decent in the deck. Wait, no, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. You have to have 2 or more characters than the Blackbeard player. So that was, yeah, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. It's not that I have 2 more characters, that I have to have 2 or more than you. 7 us will take Divine Departure. I guess we could use it as counter too. Pitches for a leader. Yeah, that is very unfortunate, but picks up a Burgess. It still might not spell the end for the matchup. He pitches a 10 beard for leader ability. Let's find, okay. So we can at least use, yeah, let's bottom deck this. Swing 6 and 7. We'll play out Ace. He won't have rush or anything, but he's another 7k power. And then we'll leave 1 up for Divine Departure if we want to counter out with it. But I assume it'll just be a 10 beard. So we need something else in the deck that's activate main style to reduce power if we want to pop a 12k power. 5 at us. See, that's not enough for me to want to use. So we'll use the Divine Departure in a later turn. We'll just counter 1 with a Vista, which we can't really use. 10 beard comes out, so 2 blockers. Yeah, a Mole Pistol would be able to get rid of Seaquake. Nice. So we can get rid of 1 of your blockers. And then what do I play out? Actually, I don't think I needed to play out. All right, let's get rid of you. We can play out Marco. So he also can be a rush card as well. I realize it's not on play gain rush. It's done ×1, right? So want to go 7 at life. Play out Marco just to have another body swing with, right? I think, obviously, let's go 7 again. He takes. We'll play out Marco. We can also play out just a searcher, just to have another character on board, right? Just to swing at him. He's such low hand size that I think that might be effective, but we can also just keep it in hand for counter. No, we'll just pass. I think we're in a pretty decent spot, just off that 1 turn where he had the misplay with the 6 Dawn event, right, and wasn't able to pop our board because he had the Vasco shot out. But yeah, even with the 10 beer coming down, I don't know if he can afford to swing with the other one. We'll go 1k because he has such a low hand size that 4 potential swings, if he swings here, I think he's, you know, in a rough spot. He picks up a Lafitte off the search with the Lafitte and then pitches with the Lafitte for leader ability, right? Okay. So we can go like a bunch of 7Ks, right? 1 Dawn there, 2 Dawn there. That's 3, 7. So that's, yeah, we can do 4 7K swings. We'll go with Marco first, just in case he gets a trigger out of life that can KO Marco. We can also just swing with EB02 and keep the 2K counter in our hand. I think we'll do that now that I'm thinking about it. No, that's fine. We're going to be going for game here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with VV. And we can go 7 and 9 actually. Or actually 8 and keep one open for Divine Departure too. So let's go 7, but I feel like we have it just off number. Oh, he does counter out. So that is interesting. I think he kind of has to go for game then. So we'll just leave open Oliver Dawn for Divine Departure, right? That's plus 3,000. We have 3 2Ks and a 1K. We kind of, we could have used lead ability to get rid of our dead card. We can go 8, 10, 12. Let's take 1. And then get out of the other. 12, go 2K, 2K, 1K. So yeah, we were in a decent position. We could have been slightly better by cycling out the Rayleigh, so that's our misplay. But also not finding the 7 cost was kind of what was pretty rough for us. But at this point, I think we got it with 0 life and not a lot of hand. Even playing out a blocker here, you know, it's just about mathing out the numbers, right? And we still even have a 2K for this. So we can just go like 7s and 9s 4 times and yeah, GG. Fair enough. I think that one turn really did was very unfortunate for him, but you got to pay attention to the card text, the specifics, right? The card was if your opponent has 2 or more characters than you, not just 2 or more characters. So since he had 1 character on board, I had to have 3 for the effect to be able to be used. Of course, in a real life match like at a locals, you can always just ask to take that back, especially if you're unfamiliar with the deck or the card, right? But in the sim, you can't take anything back. So that's unfortunate. But yeah, we definitely, if those 2 got cleared, that would have been really rough for us. And yeah, I don't know where our Whitebeards are. Don't seem like they're even close to the top, a little bit further down, but GG. Definitely a doable matchup. I think more cards to keep in mind for this matchup. More power reduction events, like Round Table, can definitely help you KO these with the Whitebeard, the 7-drop. Also the 5 cost Ace. Very good, as it can't be removed if it's standing, and it's another rush card that doesn't gain rush, it just has it. So if you need another swing to go for game, very, very nice. We got Smoker and we get to go first. Very nice. I think we'll keep just because we have Ace, which is nice. There's some options here. I think we'll take Marco, actually. Like any deck that utilizes 8 cost Kid has a bit of a trouble when countering power reduction as opposed to just typical removal. And they whiffed on their first Virgo search, which is not great. They pick up a 2K counter. We'll just search a 2K counter. We'll do we need all the 2Ks? I don't think so. We're just gonna swing big at them. Yep. And again, by placing it at the top, I would have just been getting the 2K back. I don't know. Doesn't feel great to bottom deck 2K, of course, but I'm looking for that 7 cost Whitebeard still, right? We need maybe like a Rayleigh, some other top end. We didn't see any with our search from Ezo, so that means it's a little bit further down, or maybe some of them are in my life. 5 at us. We'll still take. Got another searcher. Okay. I think we'll search, find the Whitebeard. We'll swing 5, and then we'll play out Chopper as a blocker. Because I imagine he takes, yeah, if he has the kid, for sure. But then we can play out our Whitebeard on curve, get rid of something like their Nevermind, because that gets plus 1000 on their turn, so I can't get rid of that on curve. Boo. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Does he Mulgun? He has 4 Dawn open. He could Mulgun my blocker. Yeah. Yeah, that's unfortunate. 2 Dawn. 7 at us. And then is that an 8 at us? Or does he leave Dawn open for event? Let's counter and go 2. We can also just Divine Departure to get rid of that. If he swings here again, that's essentially another block from the blockers. That's, yeah, pretty good value. Yeah, let's get rid of that Smoker, because I really just want to get rid of it. And then we can go 1 Dawn on leader. I'll bottom deck this, because I think, well, 2 ace is a little bit much. Yeah. Let's go here, make you 2000. So I can get rid of you with a, right? You almost kind of hope that it counters out. No, fair enough. We'll swing at life for 6. But no point in countering out there, as we had another searcher that we don't really care about, you know, getting KO'd. So no point to protect that. Also, a thing we're missing is pudding for sure from this. I don't know why. I keep expecting an 8-cost kid to come out. So we did need Otama. I don't know why I pitched Otama. Yeah, I don't know why I pitched Otama for counter when I had Shosu. 5 at us. Then we'll take, looking for an answer. We don't find one. Chopper and Rosinante. Okay, we can pop the Rosinante. And I guess the Chopper too? Yeah, we can get rid of both their blockers. You know? And then the following turn, we can get rid of the Smoker. So we'll go here, go here, go here. We'll place the ace on top. And then minus you. So we'll get rid of you. And get rid of you. And then we'll go 7 at life. Do I leave one open for... Did I see a departure? We had one. I think I might have seen another in. We'll swing 6 just so he thinks we have a counter event. We just have kind of 2Ks. Yeah, maybe. There's the kid. Okay. So here's the ace coming up, which will help us for sure. So the kid doesn't get plus 1000 from lead ability, which is, you know, would be actually insane. He could get rid of my Whitebeard, I'm realizing. Ugh. With a Mulgun. Yeah, there it is. Ah, it sucks for us. That sucks for us. But that's okay, because ace coming out can definitely just help us clear this guy. He doesn't have a lot in hand. So protecting a 5k stat line, which will become a 3k stat line. Yeah. We don't care too much about it. 7 banish at us. 5. Oh wait, no, okay. He couldn't pop it, so I can't defend this. Realistically, I can't. So yeah, we have to kind of let it go, because that's a 7, so that'd be 2 2Ks and a 1. And a 2 and 1 here, so we don't have enough, but also don't want to give up all my counter anyway. We'll give 2 and 1 here. So let's go here. We'll minus, we'll keep you there. Let's go here, boom and bam. And then we'll go, so that is, I could have minused you even more. I realized I could have maybe used a Seaquake for something. Well, actually, no, this is minus just a 5. Let's go 7 and a 3. Cool. We'll just go 8 and a 5. Hope we get it. Cool. Cool. So there's a world where maybe I was able to use Seaquake to pop something, but another one. Another one. But if he uses a mole gun, he doesn't have any Dawn open for leader ability. But we have Rayleigh coming up, which accomplishes the same kind of thing. But no, I don't know. There's a world where we pop the Tashigi and then still clear, maybe, is what I was thinking. But I guess because he had another 8 cost kid in hand. 8 at us. We'll take. We kind of want more cards, and we get a 2K, which is good. So we'll go here. So what do we pop with everything? 1 Dawn Giver to you. I can clear you and just swing into you. I'm silly. I should have killed the Tashigi first. Yeah, that's stupid of me. Yeah, let's go here. We'll put Marco to the top, minus you. I don't know why I did that. I just needed like 2 more seconds to think, and we would have got it. Let's go here, minus and pop you, and we'll go 6 into 3, and then we'll just clear the Tashigi just to clear out everything. And then we could have gotten him down to 1 life. I don't think he's gonna swing with Tashigi, but he could have. That's his biggest body. I don't know. We survive a Hody attack, maybe. And then we just, okay, yeah, he's just splitting for game. We'll 1K. Yeah, that's what I was hoping. So if we didn't clear the Tashigi, yeah, but we should have it now because we can get rid of the get through a 7K swing at us, right? And we'll see what he had in his hand. So he had 2 more mole guns. I forget that they get an 7K stat line with his deck, not the 8K, which I was worried about with my Newgate. And he just had 2 2Ks and a Hody from light. Oh, that's unfortunate. Does he get me with a Hody? I think I had enough counter. Because he plays Hody and then he gets 2 Dawn back. So he could have gone like 10. No, I had 3 2K, so I could have got out of a 10. So I think we would have had it, but GG. So points to note after those games. I do really like the Vivi. It comes into play. It's a lot. I think I like it better than the Ivankov, just for the immediate effect of drawing 2 cards and then being able to bounce it back with Jozu. Is this Atmos? Only your opponent's characters. So unfortunately, we can't bounce the Vivi back with like Atmos. But again, it's nice to get that direct draw. The other thing that I was kind of testing and wondering about was the Seaquake. I think this did come into play a few times, right? Against the smaller chump blockers, this is a great card to have. Just 1 Dawn to get rid of like a Rosinante. Seems to have pretty good value. But for the sake against like Shanks or Blackbeard, to get rid of like those big bodies, it's pretty much just against Blackbeard, right? We don't have a way to get rid of a 10 cost Blackbeard, but I think we don't need him in that matchup as much. Like, need to worry about it. I don't know. I think we can just kind of aggro him down in a way, right? I don't know. I think I'd want some kind of answer to Blackbeard in the deck. Maybe like the 5 cost Rush Ace is a better option. I think a 2 of that would be pretty nice. I think I could cut maybe the events down to 2 to fit in 2 of that Ace.
right? I will pull it up for those unfamiliar. He is a 5/6/1, so he has counter. That's very good. It's not on play that he gains rush. It's just built into his character, right? Like, so he doesn't get it denied by Blackbeard, right? And then once a per turn, if he would be removed, you can minus his power by 2,000 instead. So a little bit stickier of a body, harder to get rid of, which is very, very good in that matchup as well. But having another 5-Don rush option to kind of finish out games when you need more swings against Blackbeard is very nice. But for the control aspect of this deck, I would like to see something like, Round Table is a 4-Don event that minus something by 10,000 power, meaning we can get rid of any 10 cost Blackbeard with this and a Seaquake. If our leader abilities turn, or if they 10 drop and hit our 7 drop Newgate so that he can't activate his ability or swing, the alternative would be to use Round Table and Seaquake, which is interesting. I don't know. I'd like to find space for this. It's just like the perfect way to get rid of anything with with our 7 drop. It's just a little bit more awkward for other plays, right? Like we could also, use this in Shanks to get rid of a 10 cost too, a little bit less expensive. Otherwise we have to use like a 2K counter or something. I don't know. Let me know what you think down in the comments of the list. Anything would change you differently for like a control Marco, right? I really like it. It's a very fun list, very fun leader. Definitely, I think, can do pretty well into some of the matchups into EB02. I think it's going to be a lot of green, purple Luffy, a lot of Blackbeard, some Shanks still, right? But yeah, let me know what you think down in the comments. There's definitely some things you could change, do differently, right? So let me know your opinions, thoughts, and theories down in those comments. Leave a like, subscribe, and hope to see you on the next one. Bye-bye.